wherever Asral goes, they only go where they're invited to work. This would be a very Buddhist way of working. One of the things we started quite early on was a hot meal project for children. It was the governor of this area as well who invited us to build a centre there. And so we work with him now on a yearly basis. So his social workers will tell us who are the poorest family, who are the families without food, which are the children that need to have a hot meal and so forth. So we work very closely in this way. We discovered that the government will pay for half the food, but the parents had to pay for the other half. So we decided if we could find money to pay for half the food for these children, it meant that these children could go to kindergarten, they would have a breakfast, a lunch and a little meal before they left in the evening. We would now have 35 children that we're supporting in kindergartens, and another 18, a daily kindergarten, another 18 children on what is called a 5-day-a-week kindergarten. And some of the poorer children that are a long, long way from the city come into hostels for schooling. If there isn't a hostel for them to go to, then they can't have the schooling. Mm-hmm. So last year we equipped the whole of the inside of a hostel. We provided beds for new beds, 80 new beds, blankets and bedding for 100 children. We started a vegetable growing project in a place called Gadget, which is about an hour's drive from Ulaanbaatar city.
Water tank.
And now?
Now empty.
Why is it empty?
Tomorrow will come watermen.
So we now have about 36 families growing vegetables. At the moment we provide seeds and we give money to help them to put up maybe a small tunnel of some kind. And we hope that we'll get larger and larger in this community. One of the aims is that they will eventually have surplus vegetables to sell. So it gives them a better diet. It gives them something to do if they're not employed. It also, hopefully, in the future will give them a surplus amount of vegetables to sell. And maybe, again, long term, we're thinking maybe of a cooperative of some kind.
Yeah.
And we'd started the felting down in Ondershill, using the natural resources that were there, which was sheep wool. And of course, making felt traditionally is very Mongolian because of the felted gears that they have, the felted tents. It's actually made a huge difference to this community. We began to train the women in felting, and it meant that they had more money to spend in the community. That meant more shops could open because they had more money to spend. Again, focusing mainly on women the whole time. We had also started a sewing project in Ulaanbaatar, teaching women how to do Mongolian traditional sewing. In a way it was going very well. We had some very nice felted slippers. We had some very nice little bags with sewing, and we began to think that maybe there was a base for starting a business. Panchen Utul Rinpoche's aim was to make it so that it was self-sustaining. The whole project was being run by Mongolians for Mongolians, and for us not having to keep supporting it from the West. So we discussed with one of Rinpoche's students, Pat McCarthy, who was already one of Ireland's designers. So he got a team of people together who could help with designs, with packaging and labelling. He realised that the only market that maybe we could compete with was the better end of the market, because we could only produce a certain amount of small number of goods. And so he helped to increase the quality of the felt that was coming out. He got good designs and decided that we would call it MIM, Made in Mongolia. So that's the logo now.
I made a test.
What is it, Padma?
Shacha.
Shacha. Slipper.
Slip.
Shacha. And is it for sale in Mongolia?
Shacha.
Where will you sell this?
In Irland.
In Ireland? What shop? Avoca.
Pat got an order for 1,600 items from Avoca, which sold very well. This year they asked for more samples, and again we have another order from them for items. So the business is now up. It's still at its baby stage. We've still got a long way to go.
I suppose more than anything, it's lifting the spirit. Like any of us, it's being helped to stand on your own 2 feet in some way, which all of us want. Anybody who's in any situation in life, that's what we want, you know. And to see the difference that makes to people.
The aim is, in 5 years' time, it will actually be profit-making business. The profit will be going into the other projects to help in the shanty areas where help is needed, and that it will be both run, the designs will be coming from Mongolia, the whole thing will be run by Mongolian people. This is the long-term aim, and I think it will. They'll get there. I think we'll make it actually as well. I'm pretty sure we will do, yeah.